How's it going, fight fans? Joey G from Wrestling Headlines, and I am joined today by a very special guest. He is a man who needs no introduction. The very talented, the very dashing, former X Division champion of Impact Wrestling, Mr. Chris Bey. Chris, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing amazing. I am doing amazing, as the world would sometimes say.
Very good. We love a good pun here at Wrestling Headlines. So, Chris, I know you trained with future stars of wrestling in Las Vegas. As a fellow Las Vegan myself, what would you say were your favorite parts of training in Sin City? And can you comment on what the wrestling scene was like out there?
For me, I think my favorite parts is just how accessible that the school was. A lot of schools in the country that I researched, I don't know how they are now, but at the time when I got into business, a lot of schools that I had researched didn't offer as many days a week as Future Stars of Wrestling did. So, we had 5 days a week offered to us with training. A lot of places I would search would do like 3 days or whatever. But we had 5 days a week, and then training would be like 3 or 4 hours. And then Fridays would be open gym. Sometimes after each class, a trainer would stay and you could have open gym. So there was a lot of opportunity for growth and development. And also just enough time where you could, still work a regular job, still come in for training and not really miss a lot, which is just cool. Vegas, everything's open 24 hours. So there's a lot of accessibility. So there's a lot of finesse that you can make happen if you wanted to really pursue this as a career. And also the way the scene just was, they had, Future Stars of Wrestling where I trained, they offered, beginners show where they would have basically shows for the younger talent to prove, that they're worthy of making it on the bigger shows. And then they would have the regular shows. And then if you're good enough on the regular shows, you make it to the casino shows. So it was just a good developmental process that they had set up that just worked out very well in my favor because I could test myself with people at different levels and really see the progress as I worked my way up the ranks.
Did you ever consider body slamming someone through a roulette table or just really feeling yourself in the scene by involving any casino type gimmickry?
It never crossed my mind until you just said it to me. You see it now and just know you were the influence.
Yes. And hindsight being 2020, we now know it came from Joey G. Chris, this past weekend, you got to compete for New Japan Pro Wrestling in the prestigious Super J Cup tournament. And on the very same night, might I add, you challenged Rich Swann for the Impact title at Impact Rebellion. Yeah. How confident were you feeling after getting to showcase your skills from multiple promotions in a single evening?
Well, first of all, it was at Final Resolution.
Final Resolution, yes.
At Rebellion, I beat, just the best X Division stars there was. That was at Rebellion. This time around, Final Resolution, main event, me and Rich Swann for the World Championship, simultaneously airing as your boy was in the Super J Cup, super prestigious, as you said. A night of history, man, a night of history indeed. It's a weird world we live in, and it's a great time in professional wrestling where people are able to just show up on multiple platforms in one night, and it creates more buzz, and it gets the fans more interested, and it makes the realm of possibilities just endless. So for me, it was great to represent Impact Wrestling in the Super J Cup because not only does the tournament have so much history behind it, but also I feel like I'm that guy who's going to be able to now crack the door open a little bit more for anyone else who wants to, work between these two companies. If anybody else is going to be heading over there or coming through, I feel like I helped reopen that door, for that working relationship currently. And then with the Final Resolution match, what really can I say about it other than, for me personally, it was my best match that I've ever had in my career. And I was taken to the limits, and I didn't get the job done, but I got plenty of other jobs done as far as inspiring people and motivating people and letting everybody know that if you work as hard as you possibly can and you dream as big as a dream, anything is possible. And I think that showed in my performance, and that showed in the story that we told, and and my own personal story. If anybody knows about who I am or what my journey is, that was proof right there.
Mhm. Amen to that, man. You know, I recall attending an Impact taping back in February, pretty close to the time that you had signed with the company. And remember being in the live crowd for one of your matches, there was like a buzz of people saying, who is this guy? Like, why haven't we seen him a lot? And you had some of your future stars of wrestling group there, people that kind of knew you, but it kind of opened up a lot of people's eyes. And, you know, this leads into my next question. So you signed roughly around February or earlier this year. Only a few months later, man, you're holding the X Division title, one of the other top titles in the company, a title with a lot of history, a lot of top guys in this industry working today held that title. And you, one of the best ones now being along the lineage of that title. Did you expect to ascend this quickly with one of the top wrestling companies in the world?
I wouldn't say exactly that I expected it, but I would say that it was exactly what I was working for. But it was that validation that I had made the right decision and I had worked the right amount, and that I needed to continue to work, you know, or now even more, you know, put more work, effort into everything that I was doing, because that's what I wanted. You know, I don't want to be here for 20 years and have that story where after 20 years he finally did it. You know, like, that's cool for whoever it's cool for. For me, I want to do this right now. So from the moment that I stepped in, I believed that the X Division Championship belonged to me. You know, as soon as Willie Mack won the X Division Championship from Ace Austin, I remember even talking to Ace Austin at one point and having this conversation with him and looking down at his waist and looking back at him and thinking to myself, what you don't know is that's mine right there.
Mm-hmm.
That right there is mine. And then when Willie Mack won it, I was so stoked for Willie because I have so much respect for him, right? But I felt so bad for him because he won the championship in Chris Bey's era. So it was just the worst possible time for him, you know? And then to get to Slammiversary, like you said, you know, so not even being there that long and then getting there, winning the X Division Championship on a night where we had so many new talent coming in and the buzz was all around, you know, and people had so many different things that they could have been interested in. They got to see me win my first major championship in our industry, that prestigious X Division Championship, and did it so quick. Did I expect it? No. Did I work for that? You damn right. And was I happy about that? Ecstatic. And I just, it was that validation that I move in the right direction, you know?
And you're continuing to move, man. I mean, we already talked about it earlier, but already challenging for the world title at Final Resolution. I feel like the sky is not even the limit for Chris Bey. You're going to ascend into the stars, into other universes. I'm ready for the Chris Bey era. Now, speaking of the Chris Bey era, a lot of this era is happening during a very peculiar time going on in the world. We got this major pandemic. We got a shift of presidencies in this country. But the big thing that everyone is really talking about is a cross-promotional feud going on between Impact Wrestling and AEW. It's been bringing massive extra viewership to Impact on Access. Two-part question for you. What are your thoughts on this collaboration? And who from AEW does Chris Bey want to get his hands on?
I think that this is a great, you know, thing for business. I think that whenever we can make that excitement and break that fourth wall, so to speak, and just take what everyone thought they knew about the business and switch it up, because this is an era nowadays that is pulled back so far that a lot of the people who have never taken a bump or who have never actually done this feel like they know, you know, and it's okay to know, but they feel like they really know. And the greatest part about moments like these is that those same people who think they really know, they see this and they go, oh, I didn't know this was going to, I don't know. I didn't know this was possible. If this is happening, I bet this can't happen. And then the next week, that same thing they say can't happen happens. And they're like, whoa, well, I don't know anything, I guess. They start to learn that we can switch it up on them at any time. I think this is great, you know, because it's going to provide a lot of dream scenarios for people, and it's going to give a lot of people opportunity to be seen on different platforms. You know, a lot of people watch AEW who don't watch Impact. A lot of people watch Impact who don't watch AEW. So this will give a lot of different fans someone new to tune into that they might like or, relate to, and then, find their new favorite wrestler who they follow their journey for however long until infinity. But I think it's great. And now we talk about the dream matches. I've seen a lot of people post stuff like they wanted to see me versus Kenny, and then they want to see me versus like the Darby Allin, or they think because of the charisma through the roof, they want to see me and Ricky Starks. There's one in particular that stands out to me that I need to check off my bucket list personally, because it all started a little over a year ago. But I need, for the sake of my story and for the world, because I know the world will enjoy this one as well, I need Dash and Chris Bey versus Dash and Cody Rhodes. That's the one that I need.
I hope that I could speak on behalf of all of the people of the world by saying, hell yes, absolutely. It's been so fantastic talking with you today, Chris. I really, really appreciate you joining me, Joey G, with Wrestling Headlines. And honestly, brother, I'm just excited to see what the future holds for Chris Bey, because in a few short months, you've already risen as one of the top names in this industry. In a few short years, the world will be Chris Bey's, and I look forward to that world. So thank you so much for joining me today, man, and you have a good one. Stay safe to you and yours.
Thank you, Joey G. I appreciate you, and make sure you tune in on Access on Tuesdays and see what I do next, because
I will 100% be tuning in. I know a lot of other people will be too, because Impact is the talk of the wrestling world right now, man.
Appreciate you, Joey.
Appreciate you.